Hello everybody, I thank you all for joining me today. It's 29 minutes past 1 and it's the 5th of May 2026. Now I do this with the time and the date for record keeping purposes, and it's not about the content itself, it's just for my own record purposes. So I want to thank all of you 11 subscribers. Yeah, it's 11 subscribers, but I want to thank you all for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. My channel will not be anywhere if it hasn't been for you 11 subscribers. You guys support me, and it's amazing. I really appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough for supporting me. And I'm going to guarantee you that I will be posting content worth your while. What I've noticed is a lack of not paranormal, because I'm not going to do paranormal videos. I'm not going to invite that into my house or my home, but for glitches in the matrix and Mandela effect and time travel and time lapses and all of those weird things. And then obviously, as stated in a previous video, with regards to the wrongdoings of YouTubers towards their subscribers. And it's not a carte blanche thing. I will not be a consumer watchdog or something like that. I think it's more along the lines of just standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves. It's a terrible thing if people can't stand up for themselves, and there's no voice to the frustration. There's no outlet, there's no solution, and I would like to provide that through my content, whether it be through just plain showing or reaction videos, or the videos with regards to reacting to judgment from content creators in South Africa and perhaps abroad as well. We'll see about that one. But for the most part, it's like in South Africa. So just know that I'm improving on my content, and it will definitely exceed your expectations as time goes on. I'm growing and I'm learning. I'm obviously, as you all can see, I'm still new at YouTube. And just a little disclaimer, I'm still trying to get off of smoking, and it's been trial and error the whole time for a couple of months now, actually. I have stopped for quite some time, and then here and there I've been smoking, and I want to stop. So I'm going to try and do that. But meanwhile, please do not start smoking because you see me smoking. Even if I'm a small channel, don't take it up. For all of you youngsters that may watch, even though I indicate that the content is not for children, don't take up smoking. It's not worth it. It's not a good thing. It doesn't smell good. It doesn't feel good. But you get addicted to smoking as the years passed. So it's harder when time goes by to stop smoking. So I do not advise anyone to start smoking. So I'm asking, please excuse it when it does happen, if it does happen in the videos. I'm not asking for to be treated like a queen because I'm smoking. I'm just asking for leniency with regards to people being affected, because I don't want anyone to be affected by my actions on this channel. All I'm saying is that I'm smoking and I don't want anyone to follow suit. So with that said, thank you for your time in watching and listening to this whole introduction basically. So let's get to it. This video is, the channel name is Unreal Reality, and he also shows the mysterious and weird TikToks, a compilation. It's quite interesting, although I don't always agree with him. I have my opinions with certain reactions that he has. However, it's up to everyone else to decide what you feel like and what you think about those videos. So he's worth watching. So please go and watch his channel. Subscribe to his channel, Unreal Reality, and let's get into it.
A 29-year-old NASA-linked engineer disappears. Hours later, his Tesla is found crashed and burned, and he is confirmed unalive.
Lady Gaga has become completely different, and everything got worse after her ritual at Coachella. She's not even hiding it anymore.
If you live in the Appalachian area, this is the reason that you have curtains and blinds on your windows, and you keep them closed at night.
Someone made a decision inside our government that the optics of killing dozens of scientists outweighed whatever information they were going to tell us.
Let's freaking go, y'all. Well,
Let's go.
welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Today, we'll be reacting to creepy and mysterious TikToks you probably shouldn't watch at 3 a.m. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video...
Yes, please. Since I'm reacting to his videos, please do go and watch his videos and then like and subscribe. I'm giving credit to him since I'm making use of his videos, or his compilation videos in this instance. I appreciate you, Unreal Reality, and all credit goes to you. Thank you.
Video gets recommended to others, and with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
If what they're saying that Amy Eskridge mysteriously discovered before she died is true, then we are cooked. We all know that Amy Eskridge is one of those scientists that is now dead. She was connected to advanced aerospace research, and now her name is being tied to one of the most disturbing alien theories out there. And what I'm about to say might scare you, but maybe this is the reason she's not here right now. The theory says that what people think are aliens might not be aliens. They may actually be humans from the future. You heard what I just said? Not visitors from another planet.
Okay, I just have to stop it there. Humans from the future. Okay, so this is a very complex situation because okay, what I would like to start with, let me not get into a complicated situation where I talk about people from the future. Let me start with something simple. Since this alien debacle, let me call it a debacle because it's prevalent, it's in everybody's faces. All there is a YouTuber is talking about it lately, even if to mention it. So, in my opinion, with regards to the alien situation and the UFOs, I strongly, and everybody has the right to their opinion, so you always have the right to disagree with me and to give your own opinion on what you think it is. However, from my view, I do think they are demons and not aliens. I used to believe aliens exist growing up. as a child, I watched X-Files, and it was awesome. I thought the world of X-Files. I was crazy about X-Files until I got older, and until I discovered obviously the internet and YouTube and information, and then obviously with regards to all the sources that you can get information from. So in my opinion, and people's opinions differ, I realize that it's not only me, you guys also have your opinions, and I welcome them. I'm just saying from my side what the story is, from what I think and what I feel about it. So please do tell me if you differ. I really don't mind. It's all good. So what I think is, what these people are calling aliens, and a long-standing theory was that they are aliens, and now all of a sudden, or for the past couple of months or year and a half, people have been coming out and saying that they are interdimensional beings. So this is a whole complicated situation. The interdimensional being situation I think is very likely, because there's a lot of people being recorded. If you see these types of videos, they will tell you that there were a lot of, and especially like that guy Alain Marzulli, he's interviewed a lot of people, or a couple of people, I'm not sure, I can't say for a fact, but you can check his channel, Alain Marzulli, and he had interviews with people where they explain that they had encounters with these so-called aliens or greys or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is they had encounters, and they used the name of Jesus Christ to rebuke them and to dismiss them. And when that happened, when they said that, it went away. So that's my opinion. When they said that, it went away. And people who had abduction experiences, they also did that. He had some people interviewed there as well with that regard. So they used the name of Jesus Christ to drive them out, and it did work. And if you were to look, and I think if you want to believe something, before you believe something, go and do some homework. Go and look into it. Don't just believe everything you hear. Even from me. Go and check for yourself to make sure that it's 100%. It's demons. I believe it's demons, and I do think they disguise themselves as either ghosts, and I don't believe in ghosts as well. I think they disguise themselves as ghosts or spirits of deceased loved ones or friends, and the same goes for this alien situation. I think it's demons. As I've explained now, people from the experiences have called on the name of Jesus, and these things have disappeared as a result of. So I strongly believe that is the case, because for all of the Christians out there, maybe, and I'm speaking towards everybody, but for all of the Christians, you'll know that angels can transform themselves to look like humans, because the Bible does say, beware, for you have entertained angels unaware. Okay, so it does happen. If angels can transform themselves into humans to look like humans, then by all means, I think demons can do the same thing. And I strongly believe that demons come from the souls of the children of the fallen angels, the Nephilim. Because if you read the book of Enoch, you will see it there. It's the giants of old, when Enoch were pleading for them on their behalf, the fallen angels, to God. God explained the whole situation of they are going to be punished irrespective. There's no turning back. They will be bound in the Euphrates River. And it was 200 angels that has fallen. And 200 angels have mixed with human females. So, yeah, at the end of the day, they had these children and they became the giants, as is known. And I do believe as well that the Smithsonian Museum is hiding or obscuring evidence of this so as to prevent evolution from being debunked. So yeah, there's a lot to this, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying with regards to this. It's not just clear cut. So if you want to listen to this, please listen with an open mind and go and do your own homework. Verify for yourself. And if you are Christian, I don't blame you. If you're not, you can do and read and listen to whoever and whatever you want. But as far as the Christian community is concerned, please just go and read up and you will see for yourself. So look at this and look at it from all angles.
Not creatures from another galaxy. Aliens that we think are aliens may be humans from the future. So according to the theory, there are future human groups called P-47s and P-52, meaning they're humans from tens of thousands of years ahead. The claim is that some catastrophic event forces humanity underground for thousands of years, and after that long time without sunlight, humans will supposedly, allegedly, evolve differently. Pale skin, smaller bodies, no hair. And what does that sound like? The same description that people have been given of great aliens for decades. And that's why this theory is hitting people so hard, because it flips the whole alien conversation upside down. It says maybe they're not coming from outer space. Maybe they're coming from what happens to us later on. We have about 15 scientists missing in the United States. They also said that 9 scientists were either missing or deceased in China.
Yes.
What's really going on? They know something.
And that's a good question. What happened to those scientists? And for what purpose are they missing or dead?
Pay attention.
Yikes, it's not just a heavy theory anymore. It's about the deadly silence that follows the people who spoke up. Enter Amy Eskridge.
Guys, new footage is now starting to surface of the scientist that was researching anti-gravity. She's in a complete panic in the video, saying that she was being hit by some kind of energy weapon and she has the burns on her body to prove it. Her name was Amy Eskridge, and she wasn't just working on free energy, she was actually trying to research how to manipulate gravity itself. She claimed that this has been discovered 4 different times, and every single time it was covered up before it could go public. In the video, she's working on a computer that isn't even connected to the internet. She says that somebody is scanning what she's typing through the window, and it's burning her hands while she's typing.
My hand's still burning because there's damage.
Wow.
And we all know that they actually do this. They have the capability of doing this, the government, and I'm not talking about just the American government. Since this is happening in America, it is happening all over the Western civilization, and like Asia with China and Japan. I really don't believe that it's isolated only to America. However, in this instance, it is America, and it is for some reason there's a reason behind it. There's something up. There's something going on with this. And I would really like to figure out what it is. It's fascinating and weird. So freaking weird. So let's watch.
But it's like my body relaxed when we barricaded. And it was like, oh, like relief. Like immediately.
Whenever she went to block the window, she said that the burning stopped immediately and there was an outline of her body left on the glass. You can literally see her posture in the window as if it was an x-ray. A former CIA weapons expert on her team identified the exact device, and he said that it was powered by car batteries inside of a vehicle that was parked outside of her home. And actually, for 4 to 5 years straight, she reported multiple different times that an Eastern European man in a Lexus had been parked outside of her house watching her. Amy Eskridge is the woman that texted her friend and said that if they say that I did this to myself, I did not, and then they ruled it as self-inflicted. She predicted exactly what they would say. They said it. I'm going to be staying updated on this, so make sure you add me and come back for more.
A hand burn through a window is the warning, but when you don't take the hint, the accidents tend to be a bit more explosive, like with our...
Exactly. And what bears the most impact is some of those people that actually said, you know, if I end up dead, just know that I am not suicidal. And that makes it weird. That makes it really weird. There's some questions about that one.
Next guy here, roll it.
Tuesday, 2 p.m., the car was discovered and a body inside. But the body was found burned beyond recognition. LeBlanc's phone, his personal belongings, and even his dog were all left behind in his Huntsville apartment.
A 29-year-old NASA-linked engineer disappears. Hours later, his Tesla is found crashed and burned, and he is confirmed unalive. This happened only 9 months ago, in July of 2025, and it happened in Huntsville, Alabama. If that city sounds familiar, it should. Huntsville isn't just some random city. I mean, it's one of the most concentrated hubs for aerospace, defense, and propulsion work in the entire U.S. It's also where Amy Eskridge lived and worked. Now, in the case of Joshua LeBlanc, he was 29 years old at the time. He was an engineer. He was tied to NASA, doing propulsion-related work, and he goes missing. Hours later, his Tesla is found crashed, burned, and he's confirmed unalive. That part, that's all fully documented. But then you get into the details. Now, he was allegedly reported missing earlier that morning. His phone and wallet were left behind. His Tesla data shows that his car was parked at the airport parking lot for several hours prior to the crash. This particular story right now about Joshua, you may already be seeing headlines framing this as part of a larger pattern. Because you'll see these lists of scientists in advanced propulsion fields all being grouped together right now. There's federal agencies that are said to be looking into multiple cases at the moment, but there's no officially confirmed evidence that they're all connected, at least for now. But when the same elements keep showing up, you start to notice. And once you notice, it is hard to unsee.
Oh, that's no car wreck. That's a factory reset on a human life. But why did the delete key in the first place? This next guy seems to think it comes down to one of two things.
Tinfoil hat theory. Someone made a decision inside our government that the optics of killing dozens of scientists outweighed whatever information they were going to tell us. I think it's one of two things. Either an asteroid is heading towards Earth, and they know with certainty it's going to impact us sometime in the near future, and they just want everyone to keep working so society doesn't collapse until then. Or they know something about aliens that would absolutely shatter our perception of reality. Maybe we're...
Okay, I have to interject here. So, with regards to an asteroid, from having looked into things in this regard, like with an asteroid, I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be an expert. However, I have done some research into all of these things happening globally, the floods, the the like places where mosquitoes have overrun an area, or all of those things. And there's this one channel, Bible Flock Books, or what was the other one? There's a lot of those channels, and Bible Flock Books is not my first go-to because everybody has their own view, but kudos to them and that guy. But with regards to this weather, sorry, let me just
An ant farm.
hang on.
But when the same elements keep showing up, you start to notice. And once you notice, it is hard to unsee.
Oh, that's no car wreck. That's a factory reset on a human life. But why the delete key in the first place? This next guy seems to think it comes down to one of two things.
Tinfoil hat theory. Someone made a decision inside our government that the optics of killing dozens of scientists outweighed whatever information they were going to tell us. I think it's one of two things. Either an asteroid is heading towards Earth, and they know with certainty it's going to impact us sometime in the near future, and they just want everyone to...
Okay, now that we've heard that part, again, the asteroid, that's what I want to bring attention to. The asteroid situation. I would like all of you to understand, and that is from, and I'm not saying that I'm speaking fact, it's written in stone. You can all decide for yourselves what you think about it and how you feel about it. However, in my opinion and my feelings about it is there's not going to be an asteroid destroying Earth or destroying part of Earth in a massive way, or rather in a destroying half of Earth kind of way. I think the asteroid that people should be watching out for and being concerned about is what is named excuse me, in the Bible. And that one is, and I'm not going to get biblical over here, I'm not going to be a Bible thumper, I'm not going to be Bible under the arm, but there are certain aspects of it that you need to take into consideration. And what it says there is, what you need to look out for is the asteroid called Wormwood. That is the one that's going to be the end all when it comes to Earth. That is the one that's going to have the most, the deepest, the darkest, the heaviest impact on the Earth. So I think it's a good thing to be aware. Sorry. I think that is the one that people should focus on. Because anything other than that will not have the impact that one is going to have. Wormwood. I think everybody should consider that name, Wormwood. And I think it will benefit you to get sources not only from mainstream media and alternative media. I think you should go read up and listen and look and listen and then listen to a lot of different sources in this regard, so as to make your own conclusion, get your own conclusion, decide for yourself. However, if you are Christian, you will know what conclusion to come to. But for the most part, for everybody else, you need to do what you need to do. Listen, read, and follow up with what you need to in order to get to your solution or to your conclusion. So just keep that in mind.
Keep working so society doesn't collapse until then. Or they know something about aliens that would absolutely shatter our perception of reality. Maybe we're an ant farm. maybe we're a science experiment and our government knows it. Or maybe the aliens are working inside our government. Either way, I think it's hard to make an argument against the fact that these scientists knew something that would absolutely fuck shit up.
So, we're either facing the end of the world, or we're just the entertainment in a cosmic ant farm. Either
Possibly.
way, the lease is up. Moving on.
Does the assassination attempt that just happened to the president, does that have to do with David Wilcock? So if you're paying attention, you've noticed his really odd push to time travel and things having to do with that. Of course, with this account named Henry Martinez putting one post up saying Cole Allen, and Henry Martinez was a NASA or NASA paper that he wrote. Yeah, he worked for NASA, he wrote a paper, Henry Martinez. The Henry Martinez account said his name years ago. We'll get to David in 1 second. And you go back to the Henry Martinez account, you see this picture, which is actually called Time Machine, with a reverse image search. And maybe not, who knows? I mean, it could be anything that people are saying. It looks a lot like, that Butler image from the president and all that stuff going down. And people are even saying that Cole Allen almost looks like a baby that these two had. And of course, the time travel angle, right? Well, let me tell you guys.
I find that hard to believe, but it could be possible. What do you guys think? Do you think it could be possible that Erica Kirk could have had a child with this guy, and that is the outcome? Or do you think otherwise? Let me know in the comment section.
A little bit about energy harvesting, or what some people call loosh. You manipulate the emotions in such a great way that they're basically able to drain your energy and put it into something else. Remember this?
You're going to lose. You're not going to win. It's inevitable. We already know.
That's what's getting to me about this video, about David Wilcock. He's crying there. He was wiping away tears. But what exactly is he talking about? What specifically is he talking about? And what is he referring to? You can't change anything. So just listen and then think about that one.
No, because the future timeline is fixed.
One of his biggest areas of study was time travel. Project Looking Glass to look at
time travel. So what exactly was he referring to?
Into the future. But I'll put it this way, there's a group of people writing out scenarios and events, and they just seem to happen every single time. But time travel is real. Humans are the only spiritual creatures bound to time. God outside of time. Jesus slain from the foundation of the earth outside of time. The Adventures of Barron Trump, the last president, on and on. So the question is, how are y'all enjoying the movie?
Listen guys, when 100-year-old books start dropping spoilers for the evening news, that's when you know the simulation is officially out of original content.
This is a photo of the Earth taken from the Artemis 2. Exactly 12
These are the most interesting from this guy. Just listen to what he has to say.
hours after the first photo of the Earth was taken. Do you notice anything? It's literally the exact same photo, the exact same cloud patterns, and Africa is in the exact same position. I thought the Earth was rotating at 1,000 miles per hour.
Same.
Not only that, it's orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
All of that movement through outer space. And the Artemis 2 managed to take a picture of the Earth in the exact same position 12 hours later at nighttime with the exact same cloud patterns.
That is weird. Come on, you can't deny it. That is weird. Why the exact same pattern with the continents and then the cloud coverage there as well? It was taken way back then and then now as well, and they compared the two and it looks exactly the same in 2026. That's impossible. That's impossible unless it was planned. So what do you think? What do you say? Give me your opinion on this.
And this is the Artemis 2 halfway to the moon. Yeah, propelling through the void of outer space, which is impossible.
and they were halfway. Look at the size of the moon when you're on Earth. Like, just go outside and look right now. Do you see the size comparison? How are they halfway to the moon, but it's way, way, way smaller than it would be if you're on Earth, when you're further away from the moon when you're on Earth? And look at this video. The Artemis 2 launching, it literally looks like...
You can see there, they are actually on that small little space on the left there. You can see something moving down there. And it doesn't mean that it's a fact. However, it does seem suspicious because it makes you think that the astronauts went off. They hitched the ride off of the rocket. And what a lot of these people are saying is that the rocket went up and it didn't follow a straight up trajectory. Sorry, my language, my English. A straight up trajectory. Straight up. It took like a half pattern and it went back into the sea, and that's where they collected them. So yeah, let's keep that in mind.
Like the Artemis 2 crew is ziplining out of the rocket. Look, you see that? Have you noticed how they didn't show anyone in the crew cab once it was actually like launched?
Exactly.
That's because they ziplined out of the rocket. That is a giant helium balloon that is shooting way up into the air and then falling into the Atlantic Ocean. But I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only. Of course space is real.
Still, the modern visuals are straight up glitching, but somehow back in the day they managed the most impossible long distance call in history. Check this out.
If Nixon actually picked up a phone in 1969 and spoke live to two men standing on the moon, what kind of device were those astronauts holding on the other end?
Great question.
Think about that for a second. Because Wi-Fi didn't exist, cell towers didn't exist, and the nearest Verizon store was 238,000 miles away.
Far.
And here's what makes it even stranger. The same government that couldn't reliably connect a phone call from New York to Los Angeles in 1969 somehow, miraculously, patched through a crystal clear, zero-lag conversation to outer space. To two men in bulky suits on a rock with no atmosphere, no signal infrastructure, and no charging port in sight. But wait, if the moon has no air, no magnetic field, and sits in a vacuum of dead silence, what exactly was carrying that voice signal? Because you know, sound needs a medium to travel.
And that is a good question. That is a good proposal to convey to everybody. So what do you think? If there's any experts among you, I would like to hear your theories as to what it could be that assisted them in, or Richard Nixon, to make that phone call, that uninterrupted phone call all the way from Earth to the moon with the astronauts. Because that's quite an interesting theory. And thus far, I haven't seen any debunking of this theory. So if there's any experts out there, I'd like to see and hear your thoughts on this matter.
So how did Nixon's voice reach the moon at all? Now this is where the questions start getting uncomfortable. Because in 1969, the most advanced consumer phone technology on Earth was a rotary dial, connected to a copper wire bolted into your wall. No satellites in your pocket, no wireless networks, no instant global connection. And yet, somehow, a live conversation traveled nearly 250,000 miles through space and came back without a problem. So the real question isn't just how it happened. It's why nobody ever stops to ask what made it possible.
So hang on, let me get this straight. A rotary phone with zero latency and what, over 200,000 miles away? Guys, how did they pull this off? I would love to know your thoughts. Drop them down below.
Has NASA and the United States government known about UFOs, extraterrestrials, and their presence here on Earth for over 70 years?
Yeah, they have. And you're probably going to show us proof of that, but yes, they have. And it's done with purpose. There's an agenda behind it. Well, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, according to this NASA engineer and mission specialist who passed away over 25 years ago, they sure do. Now that man's name is Bob, and he's got a last name I can't pronounce. Before he passed away in the year 2000, at the age of 71, he talked a lot about what he found out that NASA and the government know about UFOs, extraterrestrials, and their time here on Earth. And he talked to other people in the military and in NASA who also knew what was going on. And a lot of the stuff that he talked about and he said has been suppressed, but there's a few videos of him online. Let me show you a clip of one of those videos now.
Why didn't they tell us? What I was able to learn is that the issue of secrecy dates back into the early 1950s, and in 1959, actually, NASA had a study conducted by the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C., addressing the issue of whether this alarming issue of a confrontation with an extraterrestrial culture should be released to the public, this information. It was determined that there would be grave consequences for just an overt public pronouncement by government officials.
If you really dig deep on the internet, you find a lot of documents and a few videos of Bob, the NASA mission specialist, and some of the stuff that he found out, including when he said he was taken to NORAD and he saw a facility where they tracked UFOs, extraterrestrial spacecraft, through a vortex. This is some great stuff if you ever want to look into it. Okay, everybody. I went down this path today and I thought I'd share it with you.
Yikes.
Sorry to interrupt there, but what this guy always says at the end of his videos is Shabaroo brewskis, shabaroo. I kind of like that. It was just something funny and something interesting that he does.
They're faking phone calls. I can't even imagine what else they're hiding. According to this Bob guy, they've had a secret roommate down in the basement for over 70 years.
Yes.
Let's jump over to AI.
What if I told you that every time you step in your own car, or any car by 2027, it's going to have cameras on you, it's going to track your eyes, your emotions, your heart rate, your reaction time, and your car is going to let you know if you're allowed to drive, and if you're not, it's not even going to start. It's going to turn off on you. Now, nothing is 100% perfect. Technology fails, AI fails. If you use AI enough, you definitely know this. Now, what if this fails? What would this even look like? This doesn't feel like a safety measure. This feels like surveillance. Why do we even need this? Take a look at this.
Come on! No!
Go. Now imagine there was an emergency outside the truck, an accident, something terrible on the ranch with a chainsaw. And I jump in this truck, but the truck, it won't shift into drive. Why? Because the cameras and sensors inside this cab won't let it shift, because it detects my eyes are big, there's a lot of emotion, there's some panic, and it doesn't feel that I'm fit to drive. Now that's not science fiction. That is happening because Ford just filed the patents.
So in other words, by next year, your car is going to be a 4,000-pound mood ring.
Yeah. So that's a consideration as well. The thing is, on the one hand, it's good for the fact that you won't be able to drive if you are in a state having received bad news with regards to family or friends, and we all know what I'm referring to. And then as well, if you are intoxicated. That is the only 2 plus points I can see with this scenario. The only 2. For everything else, I don't see anything good coming from this.
Thinks you're too stressed or unhappy, it'll hit the cancel button on your commute.
They're scanning our faces in public places, at protests, even at our children's schools. The government is building secret databases they can go through anytime that they feel like it. They're blanketing our neighborhoods with flock cameras, and every single one of you should be saying, "What the flock?"
Facts.
I mean, this is an absolute egregious reach on our Fourth Amendment rights. They're creating a digital footprint of your entire life without a single warrant or even probable cause.
Nope.
Your morning commute to work, it's tracked. Dropping off your kids at their soccer practice, that's logged. Visiting a church or a gun range, recorded forever in a government accessible database.
Well, privacy is officially a vintage concept.
You're probably asking yourself, what the flock is a flock camera? I'm glad you asked. Watch this.
So see that one? That's a security cam. That right there is a flock cam.
Well, they support the use of flock cameras. I think it'll not reduce that.
The flock cam is AI, photographing and remembering. It will take pictures and videos of your vehicle, right? And it'll log you at this time, at this place, blah, 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 blah. The flock cam goes to a private company. I think it's 90,000 nationwide and 9,000 at DFW.
Wow.
Those little guys watch you and tag you everywhere you go. So it just tagged me now. Even though I don't have a license plate, it's still going to put me down in memory at this spot. So now when I go over to the next cameras, which we're going to go a little ways in, those cameras will ping me as well. And then this private company is going to know I was here and went to there and was pointing at their cameras. Flock safety, 24/7 recording. So see, they're getting you when you come in, they're getting you when you leave. Also, the website that we're using just to look up the cameras, the owner of these cameras, the dude that owns the company, he tried to say that it was terrorism. That us knowing where these cameras are on a website is terrorism.
And then unfortunately there's terroristic organizations like DFlock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are
whose primary motivation is chaos. That's ridiculous. That is dictatorial. That is like George Orwell's 1984. And like Unreal Reality says, privacy is a vintage concept. So let's keep that in mind. There's no such thing as privacy anymore. Because apparently from other videos that I've seen, they also monitor your heartbeat from the waves in the air. So it doesn't matter where you are in your house. They can pick up on it. They know everything about you. So there's no more privacy.
closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
On what planet is us knowing where these companies' cameras are that are logging our everyday lives? Does this guy get to say that us knowing where this camera is, like I just found it because of the map, how's it terrorism for me to know where this camera is? That just seems sus, right?
So tracking every move is safety, but wanting privacy makes you a terrorist? I guess the simulation has officially updated their TOS. Moving on.
ChatGPT is under investigation. Florida's Attorney General opened a criminal investigation into the OpenAI system, looking into how the company approaches threats of harm. Among other concerns, Florida's AG is investigating ChatGPT's involvement with the alleged gunman in last year's mass shooting at Florida State University. Prosecutors allege the chatbot offered significant advice, including telling the shooter which gun to use. OpenAI has not commented on this newest investigation, but previously said it builds ChatGPT to understand people's intent and respond in a safe and appropriate way.
Okay, so not only do you seek its advice on certain topics, it provides you with its ideas and solutions to things. So it's dangerous. So it's not only us, the average Joe and Jane on the street, that make use of it. So it's all of those people that are unhinged that also make use of it. And that's another side to consider and another side to monitor. And with this monitorization or monitoring will come George Orwell's 1984 once again.
So the AI won't let you drive if you look too stressed, but it'll give tactical advice to a shooter. Does anyone not see the problem with this? Anyone? Anyone?
Bueller.
Next new AI model, the most powerful AIs in regards to cybersecurity. Every cybersecurity issue, this AI was able to...
And so this channel is Butterflies Are Ninjas. And a couple of things that they say I agree with and I watch, so it's worth it.
find it like that, which no other model, no other human has ever been able to find.
Oh my word.
They ran tests, and they're like, uh-oh, we can't release this to the public. This is too dangerous.
Oh.
All the head honchos of Wall Street had to do a emergency meeting called by Anthropic, and Anthropic's like, we are going to release this. Like, we're going to give you guys time to build up your cybersecurity better. Our new system was able to penetrate all of your systems.
Oh no.
Just right off the get-go?
Yeah, they're just like, we didn't expect it to do this.
So it's not being released at all now.
It is, but not yet.
What's the next level when it falls down and crumbles? It's like, is this banking system?
Yeah, if they can do it, you know China, Russia, or whoever, they already have an AI system that's getting ready to be at that same level where they can just destroy our cybersecurity.
100%. Even if it was America, they could easily just blame China and just say, oh, look what China did to us. I guess we got to go to war.
Yikes! Imagine building a weapon, telling everyone it's way too dangerous to own, and then hand delivering it to the web. Welcome to the Claude Mythos era.
Okay, well, this is terrifying. Apparently, they have these humanoid robots building other humanoid robots, so it's literally factories of these things building themselves. And he's making a good point, saying, didn't we learn our lessons watching The Matrix and watching Terminator? I mean, it's literally like the plot line, damn near. And we're just not doing anything about it. We're just letting these things build these things. And what's going to happen? I don't know. Yo, let me know in the comments.
What I think, before he gets to his point there, this guy from Unreal Reality channel, in my opinion, is it's going to take over. It's going to take over all of manufacturing, all of the supermarkets. There's going to be little, as Elon Musk said himself, there's going to be little work for everyone. So it's kind of linking into that whole global reset, that you will own nothing and be happy. So for those of you who are interested, go and look into it. You will own nothing and be happy. Yeah, it's concerning. However, it is going to happen. It's inevitable. It's not something that we can stop. We can only merely bring each other this information and share the information and make people aware so that they can make the right choices when time comes. However, stopping it is out of the question. It's inevitable.
Well, it happened. Robots are hiring more robots to build more robots. Skynet wasn't a warning. It was a fucking business plan. Did we learn nothing from Terminator?
A little more. Alright, pause. One more. Keep going. You'll see it in a second. Up. See it?
What?
See his eye? You didn't even catch it. Good. Do it again. You didn't catch it. Do you see it or no? See it. Go back a little bit. Right there. That's good. Okay. Look.
There he is in the hallway. Look.
I just tapped
What is it?
Look. See him right there?
What is it?
It's aliens. Even the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, believed in extraterrestrials. The day that he was born, his father said a blue light appeared over their house. The father went outside to smoke a cigarette, and he said he saw this blue light just shining over their house.
Wow.
Okay? When Elvis was really young, he was telling his parents that extraterrestrials were visiting him. And he said that one night, two beings came to him and put this vision in his head of him being important in the world and wearing a white suit. So fast forward to when Elvis broke as his famous musician, his icon, he wore that white suit. Now,
exactly. When he broke into the whole scene, he made headlines. Elvis was massive and still is in a lot of ways. A lot of people are still great fans of Elvis, super fans of Elvis. Now, the thing, in my opinion, obviously people are going to differ in their opinions. Granted, everybody has their own opinions. I welcome those opinions. Please do share. However, in my opinion, it is not anything to do with the divine. I do think it was something more sinister at work in this regard.
Was that to reflect on what these aliens told him as a kid, so that's why he wore it, or if that really was this future thing that was tied to it, I'm not really sure. But when you look up Elvis's white suit, it came from the idea that aliens came to him and telepathically showed him this vision of himself. And his management used to always say, Elvis used to lay down in the field and just look at the stars.
I mean, it appears that the king had a literal demon in his entourage. If these shots are real, I don't think Elvis was just singing about being lonesome.
So look at them. You'd never know they're cannibals. They look just like two normal people.
Wow, I did not know that. That's wonderful that he's done.
And that's his parents, just by the way. Now, Unreal Reality is going to comment about this, but in my comment with regards to Ryan Reynolds, why would you say something like that? Two cannibals sitting right there. I mean, even if I were to go on a talk show here in South Africa with regards to my parents, I would not be calling them cannibals unless there was something specific to it. So it's been coming out a lot in these videos, these YouTube videos, these types of videos, that the elite and the celebrities are, sorry for any disgusting comments, but it's been coming out, especially in the Epstein files, that people are, or these people are consuming babies and young people, or children actually. So in my opinion, I don't think he was lying there. I think he was telling the world exactly what he meant, and it was done in such a way that it was a joke. So that's my opinion, but you guys have your own opinion. You feel the way that you do. Please share, what do you think in this regard?
People that on national television. You've raised him well. You're so proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
Proud of him right now.
I had a sister once. Here's the worst part. If you could choose a show to crack a joke like that, then this has got to be the worst host and the worst show to say something like this. Once again, a dark truth hidden in comedy. Not that I find it funny in any way, shape or form, and I'm sure you guys don't. Nope. Even Ellen made a little hint to say, this is on national TV, and here it is right in front of us with everything we know now. And it's fair to say that this has not aged well. And I don't really know much about this guy's parent, but who even speaks about the parents in such weird ways?
Like, of all places to drop a joke like this, what do y'all think? Has Ryan Reynolds lost his mind, or is he just trolling all of us? Let me know what you guys think down below.
Lady Gaga has become completely different, and everything got worse after her ritual at Coachella. She's not even hiding it anymore. Everyone there thought they were attending a real concert, but it was actually a full-on satanic ritual. Too many people overestimate Lady Gaga, but she stopped being normal the moment she allowed something like being vomited on in public. Yes, that really happened, so imagine what she's capable of in private. It must be far worse. Last year at Coachella, she made a...
Oh man, nasty. There's no words. Oh man, for what purpose are you doing that? Oh my word. Oh, the majority of us who are normal, well-adjusted people, you're not even going to consider cleaning up someone who has drank himself into a stupor and then thrown up. So what is up with this, Lady Gaga? You are acting like a very vile, disgusting human being. And look at those eyes. If I play now, look at those eyes just there.
Special appearance. appearance. There was a Lady Gaga dressed in white and another in black. Both performed Poker Face, her first major hit. At the same time, the entire stage was set on a giant chessboard, because like I told you, it's a ritual, and rituals always take place on a chessboard, what's known as a dualistic plane. And at the end of the performance, the Lady Gaga in black knocks out the one in white, and the floor turns red, as if it were blood, because the color red symbolizes sacrifice, the sacrifice of her former self. In reality, if you look at the path of global celebrities, they always follow the same pattern. The person goes through a trial, then is made to show a symbolic death on stage, and then comes back to life. And each time, it comes with a new artistic direction. During that same concert, Lady Gaga performs Paparazzi, and at that moment, she is dressed exactly like the character from the film Metropolis, which represents Lucifer in that movie. The worst part is how closely she is linked to Marina Abramovich. You can practically see them as best friends. Marina Abramovich is often seen as a figure associated with ritualistic performances, and many artists turn to her for these kinds of shows. And it's not just at Coachella. During another performance, Lady Gaga appeared right in the middle of a giant eye, a clear symbol suggesting total control by higher power. Whether you like it or not, Lady Gaga has been surrounded by these strange symbols for a long time. Even back in Poker Face, she was already making the eye sign, and that song came out in 2008, so she hasn't been the same for a very long time.
Yeah, and as he alluded to, multiple instances where they, or she herself, depicted her death and then resurrection. It's not just with regards to a one-time thing. It's the higher up they move within the cult, so to speak. It's the higher up they move, the more that they have to prove themselves and to reject God and everything that goes along with it, and every norm of society, the values and morals instilled in Christian society, so to speak. It's satanic, and the more that they progress, the more that they have to show their allegiance and their support.
No way. That's impossible, bro.
He's there now. Another ancient creature.
Forget all that. Who's this? Ah! Is this guy right here? Because people are saying that he's 200 years old. Something about he discovered oil in Texas, which I don't believe. Because I don't know who that guy was talking that crap. People are also saying that he's coming to collect. Because think about it. Why is he there? Ah! Why is he?
I also don't share the opinion that he's that guy there in the back, sitting there watching, what is it, LeBron James? I don't think he's discovered oil back in the 1800s or whatever. It does look really weird. However, apparently from what I've heard, and I'm sure Unreal Reality is going to say here, is that he's been sitting there in the seats for a lot of games, even longer than some of the players have been alive. So there's that. So
yeah, he should be home relaxing. What is he doing outside? Everybody knows that LeBron's time is up. He's been saying this for a long time, guys. Right? Somebody had the nerve to say that's the Reaper. No, he's not. Shh. Yeah. He's looking up, hoping that the Most High could save him, but it's just too late. This guy is coming.
Okay, just sorry. I know I'm stopping too early now, but it is important. Who is this guy that goes on, shut up? Who is he to speak on God's behalf? So as to say it's too late. Hoping the Most High can save him, but it's too late. He has no idea. He can't speak on behalf of heaven and God and Jesus Christ. Just by the way. Just my opinion. People may differ. I welcome your input. I welcome your comments. I welcome all of your different views in this regard. It's just my opinion. And I'm just sharing it with you guys, but I don't think it's that case.
I mean, to collect. He don't care, bro. Look at him, bro. Why is he there? Wait, my guys, entertainment purposes only. I don't know who that guy was talking about oil, and that guy was 200 years old. He's just an older gentleman enjoying the Lakers game.
And it's another thing that's interesting to me is in a lot of these videos that people bring out nowadays, there's a lot of for entertainment purposes only, for just basically entertainment purposes only, and it's disturbing because if you were to tell the truth, it has to be entertainment purposes only, and we all know it's the truth. So that's something to consider as well. It's interesting. It's just another thing that I've noticed about this.
I don't know who the hell this guy is. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
The Grim Reaper, please. That's Jimmy Goldstein, and he's been sitting courtside at Laker games probably longer than half of the players have been alive. So there's that.
If you live in the Appalachian area, this is the reason that you have curtains and blinds on your windows and you keep them closed at night. This woman lived in a small town in Virginia in the Appalachian Mountains. She heard knocking on her window, and she saw this thing peeking through the window. She got her phone out to record, and it just kept looking at her. Now, at one point in the video, she actually starts screaming to try to scare it away so she can go close her blinds. Right here, you can see its teeth. Its teeth. And then it closes its mouth, and you can see how its mouth doesn't fully close. It's just like a black void. And it has hollowed eyes and red skin. Now, the woman says she lives close to the coal mines, and she thinks this thing crawled up out of it.
Look at it. It looks scary. Mind you, I don't do paranormal videos. However, in these reaction videos, there are going to be 1 or 2 paranormal clips. I can't do anything about that. But from my side, I'm not doing paranormal clips, but this is scary. What is this? What does it look to you guys? What does it look like to you guys? It has a gaping mouth, a dark gaping mouth, dark sunken eyes, not really much of a nose. So it's not clearly defined, but it's still weird. It's incredibly weird. It could be a hoax, who knows?
And from the looks of it, I would too. That is freaking terrifying. And it's watching you through your windows. She had just moved to the area, so she didn't know the rules of living in the Appalachian Mountains. So this is a clear warning. If you move to the area, make sure you close your blinds and windows and lock your doors at nighttime. And if something like this...
And there's another thing about the Appalachian Mountains that people should understand. And there are rules to live by. You need to abide by those rules, and I agree with that. The Appalachian Mountains can be scary, and it's not something to play around with.
Comes knocking on your windows and doors, don't pay it no mind. Act like it doesn't exist, and it should go away, hopefully. What do y'all think about this? Let me know.
Guys, rule number 1 when living in the Appalachian Mountains: don't ever look out the window after dark. This chick right here found out why the hard way.
More and more people are now saying that the CIA codes that were released are actually a real thing. And I was like, CIA codes like weapons or something? They're like, no. CIA codes related to the human body and how...
Oh yeah, this is that 55515 situation. I've heard about this. I don't know how I feel about it. I doubt it. I don't know. But for me, myself, I don't think it's real.
Just knowing these sequences change your body. How can the sequence of numbers affect your body? And how she described it, the woman who was like, this is a complete joke, and then tried it and said her pain is gone. She focused on the area where she was having the pain while she was having it, and then repeated this sequence of numbers, 55515, over and over again, kind of turning it into like a mantra, was saying out loud. It worked. I'm into this because everything fascinates me. There is a pain relief code, the 55515. There is a peace code. there is an unexpected money code. We're talking a sequence of numbers for income. And wait for it, they also have them for weight loss and reality shift. Who knew?
Right.
And apparently the romance code is another one that people say they swear by. You don't have to just walk around chanting these numbers to yourself so that you sound crazy. To everyone, you can just visualize this sequence of numbers, focus on what it is these numbers are supposed to be doing for you. We are also saying, write these numbers down. You can write them on your body. Show them to water before you drink the water. Apparently being related to that study where they took water and like drew a picture of like an animal or something, then took the picture away and then stuck the water in like a freezer, and whenever they took the water out and ran it under a microscope, there was a picture of that animal.
I've seen that.
Water had memory.
Let's see
it.
it.
It works. Thanks, CIA.
I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I've been repeating the happy code for the last 20 minutes, but all I got was a headache. Maybe someone from the CIA technical support team can give me a hand. That's all I got for this one. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fam, we are shooting for 200.
Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like my content and you like what I do, please subscribe, like, and share the videos. Until next time.